Hey, what it do, baby? Welcome to the Jca Sports Podcast alongside my co-host, Jonathan Palaio. Oh, I like that hat, man.
What's
Representing
going
the
on, brother?
Mexico baseball team. Let's see you.
Avanzados, baby. Yes, sir.
Hey, they've been playing great. Great baseball.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
absolutely.
You know how those Mexicans play, dog. We put our hearts and souls into it. Although we should have like blew them out last night, but we showed up today against Canada, and I would arguably say Canada was a better team, but you know what I'm saying. But credit where credit's due. But yeah, man, it's been amazing watching the World Baseball Classic.
It has been fun to watch. It has been really fun to watch, man. But once again,
Absolutely.
guys, welcome to the JCA Sports Podcast alongside Jonathan Palaio. My name is Jose Contreras, and we are here brought to you by Star 6 Media. And we're live on Facebook. We're live on Twitch. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Twitter. So hi from all those platforms. If you're watching, we appreciate you. Don't be shy. Get into the comment section. Talk to us. Let us know what you guys think. We're having a Bears Bonanza show today. We're talking all NFL. No, we're not talking Bulls. The 312.
See red, baby. See red, baby.
We're not talking Bulls. We're talking Bears today, John. Bears. The Chicago Bears, man, have made the biggest impact, the biggest splash, whatever you want to say, the most noise in free agency thus far. And
Absolutely.
we're gonna talk about it all. We're also gonna get into some NFL free agency. Everything's been going around, everything that has been going around the league. We will discuss here tonight at the JCA Sports Podcast. So let's get right into it. The Chicago Bears, man. Last week they came with it. They came with it with the trade. We're trading the number 1 overall pick to the Carolina Panthers. In return, we had DJ Moore. We got the number 9 pick this year, a first round pick next year, a second round pick in 2025, another what was it, a second round pick this year. Crazy.
Bro.
It was a haul.
It was a haul. He fucking I mean, I'm sorry, Panthers fans. Y'all got fleeced, y'all got finessed. However you want to put it, bro. I mean, I'm sorry to say, but regardless of who they take at quarterback, number 1, because obviously, you give up that much, you're going QB. Panthers desperately need a quarterback. They're about to be in rebuild mode, like for sure, full throttle rebuild. Seeing how they gave up their best wide receiver after giving up McCaffrey last year, but none of those quarterbacks is worth that many, DJ Moore and picks. None of them, bro. It don't matter who they take, bro. It don't matter. Y'all got finessed. Y'all were desperate for that first round pick. I mean, I'm curious to hear what other teams offered them.
Me too. Me too.
I'm really, because I mean, I see plenty of memes out there on TikTok and Facebook. Like, everybody's offering 3 first rounders. And then he's like, okay, what else you got? And then Panthers got out of nowhere, like, all right, 2 first, 2 second, and DJ Moore. Like, Jesus Christ.
Well, yeah, I too, John, am very curious to see exactly what was offered.
That desperate, man.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what was offered, man. But to be honest, it's like what they got in return is what they needed. It's if you're Ryan Poles, it's exactly what you want.
Bro. Poles fucking keys to the city, baby. The king of the north, man. That's Ryan Poles to me right now. King of the north.
Yeah,
and he just flat out, bro. I mean, it's what we needed. I guess when you're desperate enough, I mean, you have, when you're in a position of Poles, you has the opportunity to counter offer. Because I highly doubt that was the Panthers' very first offer.
Yeah.
But if they're desperate enough, which they clearly were, you go ahead and give them that counter. Like, you know what you offering at receiver? What you offering for a second rounder? Come on now. And it's like, bro, it's just it's such a good time to be a Bears fan right now. Such a good time. I mean, and I'm not saying we're winning the Super Bowl next year, not at all. Not at all. That's not my expectations for this team to lay it out there up front. I know, if someone jumps on, this JCA and says 11 wins, like they did last year. I mean, I'm like, okay. At least the hype is there to say 11 wins. But right now, let's pump the brakes. We're still in a rebuild, but this, like you said, bro, this is exactly what the Bears needed. And King of the North is here, bro. Aaron
Yep.
Rodgers is leaving. I'm telling
Yep.
y'all better bet the Bears to win the division right now at plus 300. Right now.
Hey, that's a bet I definitely take. I mean, why not either that or Justin Fields in the MVP race? Or
Justin
maybe
Fields
finish.
MVP plus
I
2,000,
mean, look,
baby. Let's
I
go.
look, we may be getting a little overboard, right? But I mean, come on now.
Hey, I'm Johnny Blasphemy for a reason, baby. Johnny Parlay, book it. Let's go.
Book it. All right. Well, in the comments, right, we have our boy Tony and I. What's up, Tony? Says Chef Poles was cooking a 5-star gourmet dinner. CP goes on and says, and I agree with CP. I mean, John, your franchise start with the QB. Look at the Bengals. I can see why the Panthers are desperate at this point, which is true.
Okay, but
the only thing is The only thing is it's unknown on these quarterbacks coming out, and it's only a good trade for the Panthers if whatever quarterback they take ends up being that franchise quarterback.
But listen. I'm happy CP brought up the Bengals because that's what I was thinking. You know, is whoever they take, there's nowhere near as much hype as Joe Burrow's hype. Not even Trevor Lawrence hype.
That's fine. You don't need it.
It's not.
You don't need that hype. Patrick Mahomes didn't have that hype coming out of college.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So it's like you don't need that type of hype.
I think Mahomes has probably been like that like once in a life. I say not once in a lifetime. I say in like once in a decade quarterback that didn't have hype that has just panned out to be fucking next Tom Brady. Whereas all the other quarterbacks that are pretty successful had a lot of built up hype coming out the draft.
True. Another example.
Like I mean, if it was Trevor Lawrence or Joe Burrow in this draft right now, then yes, I would give up everything the Panthers gave up. But I'm not seeing that in any of them they take. To be honest with you, y'all were just desperate. Poles was like, he said, "Come on now, bring it." You know what I'm saying? Bring it in.
Well, the thing is with that, like, you don't necessarily have to be Patrick Mahomes either. Look at Jalen Hurts, who got out of the second round last year. If you get a quarterback, if you get a quarterback that develops, you never know. You never know. You
also need to put the right coach and right team around them.
Exactly. Yeah. That's a given for sure.
What up, CP? What's that, a friend?
CP!
Oh,
what up, y'all?
Oh, that's dope.
Is that Kobe and AD?
Kobe, no. LeBron, and Jordan.
I only mention AD because his bitch ass is sitting tonight for rest.
I mean, that's not him, bro. That's LA doing that.
That's load management, baby.
It's the emphasis on LeBron. Tell him the emphasis on LeBron when you.
LeBron said, "Hey, bro, chill." LeBron said, "Bro, chill. You're not playing tonight. Relax."
But John, what you was saying, bro, like you really got to look at it this way. Like, think about it. Damn near everybody that's got a drafted a top quarterback. Just think about everything. I mean, obviously it didn't work out for the Bears when they did that shit, but Chiefs traded up for Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah,
and like. You don't think Bryce Young got a chance to be somebody like that? Like you say, you don't see none of them quarterbacks in this draft. You don't think Bryce Young can be better than Trevor Lawrence?
At college, bro, the stats are just crazy. There's video game numbers in college, and they don't always transition to the NFL. And I feel like it's for a reason. Like, just to be a humble Bears fan right now, I would have been happy with the number 9 pick. More and probably like a third or fourth rounder. That would have been enough for me to give up the first.
Wait, you said a number 9 pick, DJ Moore and with us?
And like a third or fourth rounder.
No.
I don't think you understand just how valuable the number 1 pick is.
Bro. And we get the wide receiver we needed. Plus the top 10 pick, I'm cool with that, bro.
I get it, but
we have our quarterback. That's why I'm
cool with that. Do you not realize the 49ers gave up more than that when they moved up to get Trey Lance? They gave up even more than what the Panthers gave up.
That's why the number one. Saying, to humble myself as a guy that already sees us having our franchise quarterback and seeing who's out there that they can draft, I'm cool with, hey, give me a number 1 pick and give me that elite wide receiver. That's what I care about. As a Bears fan, that's what I care about.
And that's why Brian Post is the GM and you're not.
Absolutely. I mean, come on now.
Hey, you know what?
Come on.
I've said it. I've said it from the jump.
King Poles, baby. Come on.
Right, I said it from the jump. This offseason is really going to be telling with Ryan Poles and his tenure here in Chicago, and he has not been disappointing at all, guys. At all.
Mhm.
At all.
And look, and let's be and to be fair, right? To be fair to all the other GMs in the NFL, full of Poles has a lot more to work with, right? He literally walked in, he did his thing though, but he put himself in a situation trading away guys like Khalil Mack, Roquan Smith, Robert
He
Quinn,
looks like a genius right now.
right?
Mhm.
Letting guys go. You know what I mean? Like this team was literally we had nobodies on this team, or I don't want to say nobody's, but lesser known players. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's wild because it's like you're like, what is this guy doing? Is like, what is he doing? And you see it now. You're starting to see his plan coming to fruition. And you're right, he's looking like a genius, man.
I think he traded all those players away at the perfect time too. Like,
what's that push the T line? Though he was like, if you ask me, it's Tiger looking like a genius. That's Poles right now, baby. That's King Poles.
I never questioned any of those moves at the time they was made. He traded Roquan Smith at the perfect time. He traded Khalil Mack at the perfect time. While they still had them like they most value. Like you got to make those moves. They wasn't moving the needle. They wasn't like having the Bears competing that much. So like, why not make those moves, right? Especially if you knew we was headed for a rebuild for years now.
Oh,
so
for sure.
So
fuck that retool bullshit they try to feed us. You knew the Bears were rebuild mode.
Yeah, I knew after the failed Mitch experiment, it was time to go in that direction. So
yeah, 100%, guys. Get in the comments if you guys want to talk Bears or any team in the NFL. We're here talking NFL football with you guys. We have the ultimate
scouting.
And hey, we the ultimate scout. This guy knows football. I'm telling you. He said, "What's up, guys? How's it going? It's going well." Ultimate scout. I want to know what's going on with you, and what do you think about the Chicago Bears and all the moves that they made?
Right, put me on with the draft. Hey, who should we draft?
Exactly.
We gotta ask the ultimate scout over here if they I mean, do they really think the Bears finesse the Panthers, or is that enough for the first overall pick this year? You know,
it was definitely.
Definitely. It was definitely enough.
I'm happy to hear what they got to say.
No, yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely coming.
Or anybody, not just them. Anybody watching. I mean, don't speak from a Bears perspective. Just an outside football fan. Was what the Panthers gave the Bears enough or too much for their first overall pick?
Yeah,
right. Because I heard the Raiders was involved in that too. The Raiders was trying to, but obviously they didn't have a receiver they could send.
They had a receiver. They just didn't want to give up.
They're not sending Devontae Adams.
Can you imagine though? Can you imagine if they would have gave up Devontae?
But I'm sure Devontae Adams wants to leave now. I'm sure Garoppolo wants to leave now after they trade away.
No, I mean, I wouldn't say they would want to leave per se, but I mean, it's definitely.
I mean, no, okay. The market in Vegas, phenomenal. Four-star Jimmy going to make bank.
Oh.
I mean, imagine going from Aaron Rodgers to Derek Carr to Jimmy G.
I would tell you.
Devontae Adams deserves better.
He does. He's still gonna put up numbers with Jimmy G.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not taking him in fantasy.
Our good friend Eric is gonna hop on soon. He's over here teasing us right now with his good looks. Guys, what do you guys think about the other signings that Ryan Poles have done for us in the Chicago Bears on the defensive side, offensive side? We got some guys for the O line. We got some guys in the defenses. Tell me, what do you guys think? What is it that really moved the needle for you guys? There he is.
Sorry, I was having little technical difficulties. What's up, guys?
Man, you glowing, Eric?
What up, man?
Me? Yeah,
cold,
it's the paint, and then camera that I have right here has its own
light
little
of God,
light.
bro. You got the light of Jesus in there, bro. What is going on?
I know. Let me better. No, you know what? It's the light that's up here that's giving me. Plus, I painted the wall kind of like
shining down on you.
A darker color, but you know what can I say? I'm here to help you guys.
I hear angels. We heard angels show and just you hopped on.
Just trying to help you guys out.
Got the light of Jesus in there.
What's up, guys? What we on?
Hello, Capricorn. How you doing, brother?
Oh, just here. Chilling. being a dad.
Start with the
adulting. Being a dad of two. With this damn dog. Jeez. That's basically what it is.
Eric, we've all discussed this. Did the Panthers give up too much to our beloved Bears?
That's a great question. I've always felt anybody outside of the Raiders, the Colts, anybody within the top 5, maybe 6, wouldn't have gave the Bears that package. The teams like the Panthers and everybody else that are outside of the top 5, I think that was the haul that they needed to get, or to give up, should I say? Sorry. Yeah, you look at it, you take a couple steps back, and yeah, I feel like that's a little bit too much. Not only you lose a number 1 wide receiver in DJ Moore for your young and up and coming quarterback that you're going to draft in this year's draft, but you also lose number 1 wide receiver, a reliable wide receiver. You lose 2 draft picks, just honestly because you're switching out this year's first rounds. We use next year's first round draft pick, and you lose a second round draft pick in 2 years. Yeah, I think it was a lot. It was a lot, but it was bound to happen anyways. And for a team from the Panthers that went from 9-1, but think about it this way: the Rams, how much they had to give up when they draft Jared Goff years ago, from coming from like 10 or 11 or 12 to the number 1 spot to draft Jared Goff. So, I mean, it was bound to happen for a team that was outside the top 5.
Yeah, I agree. We have Sam in the comments. I think the trade will benefit both teams, talking about the Bears and Panthers. And by the way, good riddance, Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
Get him out of here.
Man,
I think I'm the only one. I don't know about you guys. I know you guys are probably happy, right, that he's gone?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I think I'm the only one that didn't really care if he stayed or gone, or stayed or left.
I didn't think it would have made a difference.
I don't think it would have made a difference. I think it just got too, like, he got too annoying with it. You know what I mean? Like, he got very, what's the word I'm trying to look for? He just took this and took it as much as he can, and is probably still taking it. And he just for him to go on the Pat McAfee show to say, oh yeah, just the New York Jets, but it's not really the New York Jets type of thing. Like, he really didn't give a definitive answer. Now he's just messing with everybody else.
He definitely gave a definitive answer.
I was watching the show. I said,
oh, did he? Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, he said, I intend to play for the Jets in 2023.
Yeah, I love the Pat McAfee show.
But it's like he's saying I intend. That means it still hasn't really happened. And watch it not even happen.
It's on the Packers, bro. The Packers are asking for a king's ransom for him.
And rightfully so.
But Aaron Rodgers took his time today, and explained it. Pretty much since they drafted Jordan Love, the Packers have been pushing him out. And he also compared it to when he came in and Favre was still there, that they pushed Favre out. And, I mean, we realistically, every year since Jordan Love has been drafted, we've been saying, is he leaving? Is he retiring? What's going on? And he just said that, like if you watch his show, I mean, at first it was kind of like he was stalling to give his like okay, we know you're here to tell us where you're going, but he did give his part, his point of view of what's been going on, and the organization did him dirty. I mean, not even the owner, not the organization, the ownership, because he said it over and over again. He said, "I love the fans, I love this team, I bleed, yellow and green." He's like, but I came in and was 2005 versus fast forward to 2020. They already drafted my replacement. I'm going on vacation, ignoring my phone, and I'm hearing that my name's being thrown out there in trade rumors, and I'm not even discussed. I just won an MVP. I just took the team to the NFC Championship. Yes, we lost, but we still made it that far. And here you're thinking of replacing me year after year after year. He just said, like, he was flat out done with it. And I mean, even now, he said, I intend to play with the Jets. Packers are working on a trade deal, but it seems like if the Packers don't work out a deal, because they're kind of trying to finesse too, I guess they're trying to do, see what the Bears just got. But either way, the Packers are trying to get what they can get, because it's a lot of money they promised Rodgers, and it's Rodgers at the point, just looking at his body language and how he was been talking on the Pat McAfee show, because those are his boys that he's been on frequently every Tuesday.
Yeah,
there was an announcement. He's like, man, pretty much, if they don't trade him, he's gonna retire.
Yeah, he was disgusted, bro. Like, he was
bro.
Really disgusted that they drafted Jordan Love after he won back-to-back MVP.
And he should be. He should be. I mean, think about it. Think about Justin Fields. Imagine Justin Fields in the next 5 to 10 years winning 2 MVPs, and yet year in and year out, Poles isn't giving him weapons. Imagine if Poles didn't get him DJ Moore. Imagine every year they only focus on the defense, or they just focus on other areas. They don't focus on receivers. They don't focus on helping the quarterback.
Right.
But yet the quarterback is still playing his ass off, playing at an MVP level every single year. Yes, you don't make it to the NFC Championship. Yes, you're one and done in the playoffs. But you're not being, as a player, as a great player, you're not given any favors, or any favors are not being done by you, by your organization. How are you not going to be mad? And then instead of, like John said, instead of getting a wide receiver, someone to help him, you get a quarterback.
And draft his replacement.
And like it was
like he's still in his prime.
And your first pick of the draft. It's
first one.
Crazy.
They could have waited to the third round to get Jordan Love, to be honest. They didn't have to use a first on him.
And then,
I don't blame Aaron Rodgers at all.
He even said it. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, we all could say, despite him being the Packers and we're Bears fans, he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
And he even said it. He even said it. He's like, bro. He said, what did he say? He said, I'm arguably.
It's the Spanish in you, bro. It's the Mexican. That's what it's the hat, bro. That is not letting you talk right.
The best, if not one of the best players of your franchise's history. He said, one thing you can't argue is I'm the one who's played the most years for this team, this organization.
He said he's the best player, best Packer ever. That's what he said. Yeah,
that's what he said. He said the only person you can argue is Brett. That's how he said it.
He still said he's better than him.
He can only argue. Yeah, he said he was better than Brett, but that Brett has an argument, to be deemed better than him. But other than that, he's like, how are you gonna push me away? It's basically what he said.
Our guy Rick from Only Football here at the Star 6 Media family saying, sorry guys, couldn't get on tonight in case something came up at work. Had to stay late, but he's all for Aaron Rodgers leaving the North. Also says he agrees with John. Rodgers just wanted the organization to be straight up with him about moving on, and they weren't. But then he also goes on and mention, John, your volume's pretty low, but we can leave that.
I lost my headphones. Man.
No, that's his regular voice. That's usually how he sounds. He just got a low value.
Facts. Okay, guys. Well, here's the thing. Aaron Rodgers is going to the Jets, right? And it seems like the Jets are catering to him as they should. They're already doing what the Packers didn't do, right? Because he gave him a list of players that he wanted.
Yep.
I'm surprised that his players that he played with that he couldn't really do much with in Green Bay. But you had Allen Lazard on there. You had Randall Cobb on there. You had the tight end.
It better stop at Lazard. They better not sign nobody else other than Lazard. I swear. If you sign Mercedes
Lazard in the first place.
What's wrong with getting OBJ? What's wrong with getting OBJ?
That's the only person on that list I was okay with.
That's the problem.
Well, no. That's the only person on the list I'm okay with if he comes back healthy. But look, Allen Lazard, the thing about Allen Lazard, I think he'd be a better fit if he was like the number 3 wide receiver.
Number 2.
I think he's a good number 2.
I'm with Jose on this one.
Here's the thing. The thing is, he turned into a number 2 last year when Christian what was his name, Watson, when he went off. Yeah, when Christian Watson went off, he was the clear cut number 1. Week in and week out, he was going off. I know because I had him on fantasy.
I did too.
He was going off until he got hurt. But Lazard almost went silent. Radio silent. He was like Darnell Mooney. He was like Chase Claypool. Nowhere to be found.
He was still better than those guys. He was still better than them. He still was Rodgers' favorite target. Yeah, Watson got hot, but at the end of the day, Lazard was always Rodgers' go-to guy.
I get it, but he doesn't he doesn't move the needle for me as a second wide receiver. You have Garrett Wilson over there, who's going to be great. Him and Rodgers are going to be that's going to be his new Devontae Adams. You have him
better than Corey Davis.
Well,
hell yeah.
Corey Davis has been hurt, man. He needs to stay healthy. I think that's a toss up between the two guys.
Nah, bro.
So you would pay OBJ $20 million a year to come there and be there. Number 2.
That would be not in even number 2. I think he'll rise up to the number 1, right?
You putting OBJ over
Elijah
Wilson?
Moore, and then
he does not go over Wilson. Please, guys,
I'm not putting him over Wilson.
You are not putting him over Wilson at all.
I'm sorry, y'all going off name, bro.
Bro, yeah, exactly. You guys are going off name and past experiences, but he's not that guy anymore.
I'm going off of Rodgers is going to target him like a number 1.
No, he's not.
When he was with the Rams, he was number 2 behind Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not going to change.
That's Cooper Kupp, though. The season that he was having, though. Come on. Like that's just that.
You guys forget who Garrett. You guys must not know who Wilson is. They don't know who Wilson is. CP.
They don't watch. They put up.
They don't see the numbers. They don't know.
Offensive Rookie of the Year with Zach Wilson as his quarterback.
Exactly, bro. There's no way. They don't know. They don't know. I'm gonna give him a pass. I'm not gonna get mad at this show.
Bro, no, listen. Rodgers has been trying to recruit OBJ. He's been
Yes,
trying to do it.
but
So if
OBJ
he
is
finally
like,
gets him on his team, he's gonna make him a number one.
but OBJ's like Antonio Brown. You bring him in.
Yeah.
You bring him
That's
in
the
because of
thing, man.
experience. You bring him in because of experience, and when you pair him up with a number one wide receiver, he's gonna get open. But you have a number one wide receiver over there in Garrett Wilson. There's no way in hell.
Bro, Antonio
Ooh.
Brown was
OBJ.
a Hall of Famer before he went nuts.
I
Production
agree on
wise,
that was true. There's
true.
some facts behind that one.
I get it, but I'm just telling you, like skill wise, that's why you bring in OBJ, because you need a veteran who could still, do his thing, break the top off of defenses. But he's not going to give you number one numbers.
I'm sorry, he got to give me a prove it deal, bro. I can't get him $20 million right off the bat, coming off 2 injuries, bro. That's a lot. That's a big risk.
I mean, hell, I'll do a 1 year, $20 million a year deal. I mean, if you want to talk about prove it, 1 year, 20 mil.
I'll give him 10.
It's
Watson
worth it.
is the biggest.
10, yeah.
Rick says Watson's the biggest loser in after this. The way he emerged last year towards the end, right? Hopefully,
I don't
Jordan
think
Love,
so. Not at all. I think he's the new number one in Green Bay. Now I think him and Jordan Love can build some chemistry.
Well, they have to. Well, he also said Wilson's the biggest winner outside of the entire Jets fan base.
Why is Wilson the winner?
Because he's going to get Aaron Rodgers throwing to him.
Oh, I'm thinking he's talking about Zach Wilson.
No.
I mean, Zach Wilson's a winner too. If you know, you know.
He's just winning another year. That's
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Oh, it just hit me.
Yep. No, he's winning in that way too.
But
the real question is though, like even with the addition of Aaron Rodgers, are the Jets, if they do get him and land these players, are the Jets the favorites still in that division, or does it still run through Buffalo?
No way. It runs through Buffalo.
Still Buffalo. Still runs through Buffalo.
100% goes.
Although Josh Allen, I'm starting to lose faith.
And don't forget Miami. And don't forget Miami. Miami's
Miami.
division.
Hey, Jalen Ramsey and Xavier Howard and Bradley Chubb.
Look,
that defense is scary now.
That defense just got better. That defense just
super
got
scary.
And it needed to get better with the addition of Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, there was a while. I'm talking about a little. I'm talking about just a little bit. Who was the biggest Tua hater all last season?
Right, but look what they did without Tua in the playoffs.
Wait. Right. And yes, when he was healthy, they performed and they were performing well. It was all good and great and gravy. I get that, right?
But look at the game, the playoffs against the Bills when he wasn't playing. That game was still
close.
An offensive crazy game.
Okay, again, remember who were they playing against? It's the Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills who play each other twice a year. I've always said when you play against a team in your own division in the playoffs, it's always tough. The only outlier in that one is the Giants and the Eagles.
Skylar Thompson,
only outlier last year. But there's always that if you play a team a third time, it's going to be a hard game because they know each other's weaknesses by playing. Even the first game or the first, second, third game, whenever they played in Miami, look how close that game was over there in that hot temperature and how close it was, right? How down to the wire it was. It's going to be those type of games in your divisional game, and especially if you meet in the playoffs, it's going to be even 3 times as tough.
That's what we're
Miami
talking
was
about.
Playing great in the cold, though.
Right. But what you're saying, what you're saying is what we're talking about.
But that doesn't matter if it's hot, it's cold. Hell, when they were playing Miami, the Buffalo Bills were under like 100 and some odd degrees, and look how close they were running to that clock too as well.
Right.
Guys,
that's what we're talking about. You're going to face the Bills in the playoffs. You're going to face now the Jets in the playoffs. So regardless of the fact that there's still a formidable team that causes a threat because of what you just said, doesn't matter if you're a good team or a bad team, you're going to play them hard.
The quarterback is still up in question.
I'm just
concussions with the injuries and stuff like that. Who's going to be that quarterback in Miami? And that's even if they believe in Tua after all these injuries, after all these concussions.
I mean,
maybe if they make a trade and get Lamar Jackson, I don't know. But right now, if Tua is the quarterback, I don't have them. I'm the same way as I started last year. I don't believe in Miami, no matter what weapons are out there, and no matter what defense they play on that field. It all comes down with the quarterback and with the injuries. I don't think Tua is that guy to help him, especially if Aaron Rodgers goes to New York. I think it's going to be those two, but between Buffalo and New York, and I think Miami takes a step back.
Oh, no.
Hold on. Let's get some order here. Because we're all talking over each other. Okay, let's get some order here. Okay, so we hear what you're saying here, right? But I think what we're all saying is, regardless of the fact whether it's Skylar Thompson, Tua Tagovailoa, that team in all the areas, in the wide receivers, and defense now, offensively, that team is a formidable team. You still have to play them twice, maybe 3 or 4 times, depending, right? A year, based off the seeding and playoffs. They're going to make the playoffs. If they made the playoffs last year with Tua in and out the lineup, with Skylar Thompson there, I mean, just imagine if they're literally a quarterback away from being a favorite to win it all, in my opinion.
And that only quarterback that they're favorite if they do land it, if they get Lamar Jackson. If it's Tua, I'm telling you guys, they're taking a step back.
Or Tom Brady.
Oh, don't even go there.
Tom Brady.
Man, I think Tom's legit done. I think he's legit done.
All right, let's go back to the comments real quick. Ray says if damn, why these comments are so slow today. If OBJ joins the Jets, then they're definitely making the AFC division around. Also goes on and says if Allen plays as wild as he did last year for that stretch of games, and the Jets have a really good shot at the East. The offense needs to keep Tua on the field every game first before East title dreams. And then we have our boy Maurice, DJ Bledsoe. What's up, everybody? What's going on, Bled?
What up, Bled?
What up, Maurice?
Right, so let's going back to the Bears, guys, right? They made a ton of moves this past week. It's been crazy. What's been your favorite thus far? I want to hear from John. John, what's been your favorite so far, man? What is it that Ryan Poles has done that really gets the jitters going? You know what I mean?
You know what? I'm gonna be honest. I expected him to go out and spend money smartly, like he has. To me, it's gotta be the finesse he did with that first round pick, bro. I did not expect to get. Okay, I expected picks, but not a legit wide receiver one. So some people may even call more elite. I think he can be with Fields. I wouldn't consider him elite when he was on the Panthers, regardless of who was his quarterback. But now he has the potential to be elite. So that's been my favorite out of all the signings he's done, all the moves he's made. Because I expected the signings. We got a bunch of cap space. We knew he was gonna rebuild, retool, help out the team. But to get all those picks for the number one, I didn't see it. I didn't see it coming. I love it. It got me stoked because not only we still got a top 10 pick this year, we got a first round pick next year, and I mean I could care less about the number twos. That's kind of given, which we needed. But it's just the and DJ Moore. I was like, what the like you said earlier, they really gave out their best wide receiver, and they swapped number one picks, which they were still top 10
They saw
picks.
something they like. Yeah, they saw something they like. ZP, what do you think?
It's crazy, bro. I was like, damn.
What's been your
I mean,
favorite?
obviously, I was excited about that haul he got for the number one pick, but I wasn't expecting him to pull in DJ Moore. That's why that was the best aspect of it to me, because I'm the whole time going into this offseason, my number one priority is just be like, who are the Bears going to put out there for Justin Fields to throw to? Like, it can't just stay Claypool and Mooney. And when I saw that Moore was part of that trade, when the trade happened, I was just excited. I'm like, okay, what's the details? I'm expecting a shitload of picks, but I saw DJ Moore name on there. I'm like, okay,
Agreed, yeah.
Ryan Poles
plus a legit wide receiver one.
Ryan Poles did his shit, and then the signings he made. I don't think people realize just how bad we were on defense last year.
We were bad.
Jaquan Brisker, a safety, led us in sacks last year with only 4. Do you know how embarrassing that is?
That's terrible.
For a team like the Bears, yeah.
Yeah, he didn't get the top guys in free agency, but they're not going to scream like they're sexy to you. But these are low key decent signings, bro. Walker, Edmonds, Bears was shredded in the passing game last year, and Edmonds is going to shore that up in the middle. Now the focus hits the D line, to try to put some pressure on the quarterback. But I like what I see in coverage. I think the Bears will be a lot better at covering the pass this year. But man, I'm loving all the signings he made. Hopefully, we get a better running back than Travis Homer. He all right, but
he's a solid backup.
Yeah,
he's okay. But I'm guessing Herbert is the man now. I don't see them adding much more than that. But it's been an amazing offseason so far, and we're just getting started, bro. I don't think he's nowhere near done yet.
The thing about the DJ Moore that I keep forgetting. I forget that he's only 25, 26 years old. How young this guy still is, man. It feels like he's been in the league forever. It's like, holy crap.
This is what, 5th year?
Yeah. He's been in it since he was 20 years old. It's wild. It's wild to think. Eric, what's been your favorite move so far from our GM?
Just basically all the defensive additions that he had. I mean, like CP just alluded, like the Bears were the worst team in sacking the quarterback. The secondary had to defend their life in running around because there was no type of pressure whatsoever on defense, and he solidified a little bit that front seven that the Bears desperately need help in. Right. Unfortunately, it was there. He still signed two off-ball linebackers, but athletic off-ball linebackers, if that makes any sense. And there's his type, bigger, stronger, faster. And he finally got defensive line help. I think they needed help in the trenches, and he also solidified that too as well. He needed help in the trenches. The trenches, both on offense and defense, really, really, really need help, and he went after those. They didn't get Mike McGlinchey, but the one thing I like about Ryan Poles is that he right away comes up with a backup plan. He did it last year with Ogunjobi. He found a backup plan once that physical failed. And that's what I like about Brian Post. He's proactive. He's not reactive, right? He has his plan A and plan B set on the table just in case nothing falls through. But yeah, no, I like the addition. CJ Edwards. Oh my God, why am I missing on the name of the other one?
Marcus Walker.
Walker and geez, why am I blanking on the names?
Grant, right?
I just like what Ryan Poles did, just helping out where the Bears need desperately help it, and that's in the trenches on both sides of the ball. So that's what I like about Ryan Poles right now.
Did we say TJ Edwards?
Yeah,
I said CJ Edwards.
Okay.
Yeah, we can't forget
Emmons
TJ
and
Nate Davis was the other guy.
Nate
but
Davis, that's
O
what it was.
line.
Yep.
from the Titans, and that's what I like about the moves is that what this doesn't get talked about a lot, and I understand why, right? If you're a good player, no matter what team you're on, but when you get, I guess like CP put it, decent players, but from winning organizations, right? From organizations, from winning teams that you see week in and week out are consistent, make the playoffs every year, like the Tennessee Titans, Nate Davis. We got Edmonds, we got Edwards, right? Eagles,
Two captains.
Right, exactly. Two captains on the defense, and you're bringing them here to Chicago. That's a lot of experience, and that's a lot of leadership.
And for the low
teams, yeah, and for the low, that's leadership that comes to the team that's going to help whatever young guys you bring in through the draft and young guys that we kept from last season. That to me has been like the best thing. It's like, dude, this guy's smart. Brian Poles is getting guys where they add value not only on the field but off the field as well. And to me, man, I like John said, we knew he was going to bring people in through free agency because he had the cap. But just seeing it fold and seeing it play out is like, wow, this has been. I'm excited. I try not to get excited, but I am.
Right. You've been let down so many times.
Exactly.
Hey, I know a lot of people were mad that we didn't pay Roquan and got rid of him, but
I wasn't one of those
we're
people.
using that Roquan money wisely, and I love it.
Yeah, we're definitely using whatever he got paid for. We get two players and a second round pick for it. So I was one of the people that was upset with it, but now looking back at it and what we got and what we're getting, I can't be too mad at that. I actually like it. I like it a lot.
Don't forget, we still got that draft pick that we got from him.
That's what I said. So two players that equal the max same amount of money that you would have gave Roquan and a second round pick. So
hey,
ahead,
Eric, I don't know if you heard me earlier. We all excited. So if you want to say 11 wins, I'm cool with it.
right here, Eric. On the
right
spot.
here with you.
What you got?
Hey, we can't give out wins yet. We can't give out wins yet. We don't know what the hell.
Wait till after the draft. How about we wait till after the draft?
I'm just saying, man. If my man says 11 wins, I ain't mad at him.
I'm flirting with 8 or 9. That's where I'm at.
But he said 11 last year.
I said 11 last year.
Bro, you should be saying 17 with the
right. Your energy.
No.
Just
based by looking at the schedule and the teams that we're facing against, it's not as easy as last year, but it gets pretty difficult. And I know we have the AFC West this year, so that's one of the toughest ones that you're gonna get through right there.
Yeah,
so
Chiefs is the only team that scared me from there. The moment.
Chiefs. I mean, don't forget you also got the Chargers on top of that too as well.
Yeah.
It's the Chargers. They there's one of those teams, right? And then whatever the Broncos and the Raiders do, whatever that's the case may be. But yeah, you know what? I could confidently say 10 wins. Right at the moment, 10 wins confidently right now.
I'm gonna wait till after the draft.
Say we can beat Jordan Love twice a year.
Hey, don't be so sure.
I'm right with you. I'm right with you. I have no
Look,
confidence in
no,
Jordan Love
but
because I don't know what the
I'm,
hell they have in him.
I'm gonna give him the benefit of that, like I did Trey Lance, until he proves me otherwise. And I hope, and I'm pretty sure, I'm a betting man, and I'm gonna bet more towards he won't prove me wrong, but I'm still gonna give him the benefit of the doubt just because he is an NFL player. Okay. All right, real quick. Let's just reset real quick, guys. You guys listen to the Jca Sports Podcast, brought to you by Star 6 Media. Guys, make sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Our TikTok's blowing up. Our boy Rick is going off on TikTok, man. He's getting us some followers. So make sure to follow us at Star 6 Media. And you can even follow us on Jca Sports. We have a TikTok for that one too. So make sure to follow both on TikTok, Star 6 Media at Jca Sports. All right, guys, real quick. There's one position we didn't necessarily upgrade from. If anything, I feel like we got a little bit weaker, and that is the running back position. David Montgomery is no longer a Chicago Bear, is now a Detroit Lion. Not only did he leave
Damn,
us, not only did he leave us,
the
but,
rival.
but he's going to what's going to be our future rival, because the Lions are that one team out of all the three other teams in the division that's on the up and up. And he left there. That's an upgrade for the Lions. And that's to me. I feel that's a bit of a downgrade for us, because yes, we have Khalil Herbert, but Khalil Herbert has yet to put up those type of numbers that David Montgomery has put, even in his first 2 years in the league. So let's start with you, Eric. You hit me in the face. What do you think about the move? How does this affect the Bears, and how does this affect the Lions?
It upgrades the Lions for sure. I think they get a bruiser in what David Montgomery really is, right? Like that man's hard to tackle. He's one of the best running backs in the league that gets a lot of contact, yards after contact. Right? And we've seen that for the first 4 or 5 years that he's been here for as a Chicago Bear, right? So that's what the Lions get, a reliable running back, right? Not fast, but reliable. But I think with the way that the Bears are going, I think this offense is more suited for Khalil Herbert than it was David Montgomery. And the only reason why David Montgomery flourished last year too as well is because of the playing style that the Bears wanted to do, and are going to do. But he did help out a lot in the running game. He did help out a lot of help out a lot of Justin Fields. And the one thing that we are going to miss, that it's a very underrated value that David Montgomery brings in, he's a great blocker, man. On the passing game, even on the play action, like David Montgomery is one of the most underrated run blockers or running back blockers in this league, and that's what the Detroit Lions are going to get with Jared Goff back there too as well. So from an offensive standpoint, I think we're about the same. I think we don't really lose a lot, but as a player in David Montgomery, yeah, we're gonna lose. We're gonna lose a big leader in on that backfield.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. CP, what do you think, man? We lose David Montgomery, Lions pick him up. Does that affect us just as negatively, or do you think we'll be just fine?
I honestly think we'll be just fine. I am shocked it was the Lions, our rival, considering, DeAndre Swift is still there. I thought he was pretty good, but I don't know. Lions, they must have seen something in him they didn't like. He has been dealing with injuries, so I kind of understand it. But I think the Bears see something in Herbert I like. I seen a stat. I forgot what it was, but it basically was showing how Herbert is more like efficient than Montgomery was in the running and the passing game. But honestly, running back, I feel like that's one of the easiest positions to like replace and fill. I wish it could have been another team, but the Lions did lose Jamal Williams. That was a bigger loss than you think. He had
I agree.
all those touchdowns he had last year, so I get why the Lions did it, and I get why the Bears like let him move on. I mean, it would have been nice to have him back, but I'm not totally worried about it. I mean, Bears can either find a running back in the draft. There's actually still some free agents out here. I mean, I don't want them to trade for Eckler. That wouldn't make sense to me, but there's definitely still some free agents out here that the Bears can look at. Just don't bring on Zeke Elliott, please don't. Dear God.
Yeah, I agree. Don't bring on Zeke. I would love Eckler though. John, same question for you, man. What do you think? We lost Montgomery. He left us to the Lions. How does that affect the Bears?
Man,
What
look,
do you expect?
after all the moves were made, I was hoping we'd bring him back, just because, like, Eric pointed out, he's a bruiser. He's a dog, man, and frankly, for what he got paid by the Lions, I wouldn't have mind giving him that. It's like we could have
What
afforded
was
that
his
much.
contract anyway? Sorry, John, but what was his
18
years,
contract?
million,
18
3 years,
mil.
18 million.
We could have afforded that. We could have used them. I don't think
Low-key.
Herbert has proven himself, but the only positive I see from this is that I think the Bears are going to rely more on Fields
Yep.
to run, and I think you absolutely you're going to see Fields break the record this year, which is the only thing I'm not mad about. Although, I mean, we still got to protect the quarterback at the end of the day, but for what we lost in Montgomery, I think it's going to be more so Fields than Herbert taking that on.
That's a
And
good point.
I'm okay with that because I think Fields has proven that he can take on that workload of a running back.
I
Yeah,
think
but that's the one thing that you got to stay away from, though.
right. I'm with you on that one, Eric. Right?
Okay, well, hold
we
on.
talked about this.
You can't.
Yeah.
Did
I get.
Lamar Jackson not win his MVP because he's also a running back?
Right. Well, that's the thing. I'm gonna go right down the middle between the three of you guys. I agree with John and I agree with you too. You don't want Justin Fields to run as much as he did last year. However, we do know now that he has that threat in him. So when it is available, when it's necessary, that's your running play right there. You don't necessarily have to go to your running back. You can go to your quarterback. I guess that's what John's trying to say, and I agree with that 100%. At the same time, we should see a lot more passing game with Justin Fields now that he's getting weapons, with wide receivers and still having Cole Kmet and all that. But again, like that, that's where I see like you still have that great running attack. You still have Ebner. You still have you brought in what's his name, Homer from Seattle. So you have a lot of different options. But again, Justin Fields is going to run if he feels like he's supposed to.
Yeah,
Sure.
but that should be. Obviously, we seen that when the pocket collapse or when nothing's wide open, we can see Justin Fields take off, and that's fine and dandy, right? The what is it? The run play option. I think that one should slowly but surely start being taken away from the playbook. It's easy. It's nice to have it. Don't get me wrong. It is nice to have that run play option right there, but like if it's necessary, like if it's a design running play, I'd rather stay away from those. If it's just all right, nobody's open, I'm taking off, I'm okay with that one. Just protect yourself at all costs. But I'd rather have that lightning thunder in the backfield, the way how the Bears use Herbert and Montgomery. The thunder being David Montgomery, when the lightning being Khalil Herbert. I'd rather have that because it weakens the defense. It tires out the defense too as well. If you get a great extra plays on cost of that, extra yards, that's a win-win situation that you're tiring out the defense after that. And plus, if you add Justin Fields to that running play, it's gonna overwhelm the defenses. But I'd rather have my running backs doing most of the running and the pounding than Justin Fields being that extra running back.
But you're still going to have your running backs doing the pound. We're not sitting here saying that Justin Fields is going to go off like he did last season. What we're saying is you're still going to have Khalil Herbert be your main option when it comes to running the ball. And but when push comes to shove and you have to run, if you're Justin Fields, you have that threat that's also going to get you yardage and or touchdowns, and that is where he makes it. That's where he gets his flowers.
But that's what I kind of want to stay away from. At least until like you were within inside the 20. Unless if you're inside the red zone, then let it's all fair game. Let Justin Field go wild, left, right, down the middle.
Ferrari, Eric. If you're a Ferrari, you have to go over 120.
Yeah, man. But also,
buddy.
At the same
man,
time, man, it's not smart. It's not going to last.
You don't buy a Ferrari to drive it around like a Prius, okay? You buy a Ferrari because you're gonna go 120, 140 miles per hour when necessary, when available.
I get that, but the moment you overuse that Ferrari, you're gonna easily blow out that engine, and it's gonna cause for concern. So it's kind of like it's a risk of having that type of car if you're gonna overuse it a lot. That's why I'd rather have two solidified running backs in the back, including Justin Fields. I'm not saying don't include him, but he's included in there. I'd rather have the two reliable running backs or one reliable running back, and we haven't seen it from Khalil Herbert. But if you have them, use them, and then use Justin Fields as an emergency for those running plays.
Right. I'm thinking as a last resort,
Yes.
if you got to take off and run, but like Jose, like you're looking for like design runs, like design plays for Justin Fields to run the ball.
Yes.
You could have one here and there. I just don't want it to be
yeah.
like too much of a consistent thing. Like,
Exactly.
You gotta have at least 2 per drive. At least 2 or 3 per drive.
I'm not denying that. You're absolutely right. I said it. I actually said it. Like, you keep it. I mean, stay away from him as much as you can, but still have it in your playbook to have it every once in a while, just to keep their defenses on the toes, whether if you're running or
Right.
passing. It's great to have. I'm not saying it's not great to have, but it just don't overuse it is all I'm trying to say. And if you have running backs that are reliable enough, then give them the damn ball. That's what they're there for. That's why they're getting paid. That's why they're playing the game, and they play that position to run the ball from the backfield going forward.
I don't want him to get wore down like Lamar did.
Exactly. And you saw towards the tail end of last season, guys, that every time he took off, he looked slower and slower and slower. And he even said it himself. He felt heavy running because of all that running that he was doing. You don't want that.
No,
because
nobody wants that. Nobody came up here saying
so.
That.
Like, don't overuse it, and that's when your Ferrari needs an oil change and a whole new motor and a whole new engine because you're overusing it in these drag races.
But you're speaking obvious, and we all agree with you. We all know exactly what you're saying, and we all agree with that. What we're saying is the reason why Montgomery is no longer here is because you have that threat with Justin Fields that can take over if needed.
That's a poor excuse, though, not to have a running back, though. I get that. I get that Justin Fields gives you that extra. I get it. He gives you that extra oomph in the running play.
But you have a running back in Khalil Herbert. What are you talking about? You have a running back. That's your number one. But
it felt like if
we just don't need
Montgomery gave you that extra batter and bruising, that makes the defense kind of slow because of all the hits that he's been taking. And like I said, he was one of those runners that was hard to bring down anyways. Was one of the top running backs that led the league in yards after contact.
Yeah, but running backs are a dime a dozen. You're gonna get production.
I understand that, but you're not gonna get that from Khalil Herbert.
That's why Zeke is on the trade market. That's why Eckler is able to leave. Like, they're not valuing him. They're not valuing Zeke. They're not gonna value name a running back. Derrick Henry in a couple years is gonna be gone and forgotten. Let's be honest. It could be after this year for all we know. That's running backs are a dime. Remember C2J, C2K? Where's he at? How long did that last?
No, Zeke run like he got on Goku.
That's what I'm saying.
Nah, we good, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. There's so many running backs are a dime a dozen.
Pick a low close.
Yeah, exactly. Let's get into the comments real quick because we have our boy Jordan in the comments. He says, "What about Kareem Hunt? Should the Bears get him? Definitely a solid second running back."
I'm okay with that.
I'm all right. Probably even a number one.
Man.
I do feel like Herbert. I don't feel like Homer is enough for me. I feel like they still need to add a decent number two.
But you know what?
Herbert was a great number two.
To your point, though, when we first got Herbert, I didn't feel like Herbert was enough. So I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. The Bears have proven to us that they'll let a running back go and replace him perfectly fine. Look at Forte, Howard, now Montgomery. It's a trend the Bears have had. So I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt.
They have been good at the running back market.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got to. We felt that way with Forte, and Montgomery came out of nowhere. We're like, hey, what about this?
No, actually, it was Forte from Forte to Howard.
I'm sorry, yeah,
Howard to Montgomery,
and then Howard's gone to Montgomery. It's just a long. It's just.
Didn't the Bears draft the running back last year? Was it Ebner?
We have Ebner.
Yeah.
We have Ebner. Who looked? He played a couple games last year. He looked solid. You know, it was his first year, so let's give him some time now. Paulina says 11 million guaranteed. I think that was for David Montgomery. That's money.
Oh, that's a lot.
Money.
Jordan
said that Kareem Hunt's probably a cheap option, but we have Rick saying if Fields has more than 500 yards rushing next year, then there's a problem. Need him to pass for 3K with 20 touchdowns and a single digit.
Whoa.
Okay, well, hold on. Wait, real quick. This is good. I don't know about single digit interceptions. He could have 10 or 12 or 14 interceptions and still have a good year. I do agree with plus 20 touchdowns, and I do agree with over 3,000. It's about time we have a quarterback that's over that threshold. And I think Justin Fields, hold on. I think throughout the year, not right away, but throughout the year with the weapons that you now have, you should be able to hit 3,000, if not 2,900. You should be close. Damn.
I give you 28. I'll give you 27. I'll give you mid 20, like 2,500 and up. I'll give you that.
I'll give you
I
3,000.
expect 20 touchdowns. Like that. That's the bare minimum. If you flirt with it, I'm cool with it.
Rick said
Obviously,
500 yards.
he's gonna be throwing that ball pretty
No, he said-
happily, pretty loosely with the new
Bro.
weapons. I'll give him that one.
He said
Those single digits interceptions. It's tough. It's
he
tough.
said if he has 500 yards is a problem rushing.
No, bro. He,
No.
Right.
No,
Right.
it's not.
Rick does realize it's more than 8 games in the NFL season, right?
Bro, exactly.
It's 17
He's gonna have-
games. Of course, he's going to
17
have more than
games.
500.
he's
It's gonna be
have
more than
500
500.
yards in 6
A lot
games.
more.
Look it.
You think so? But isn't that going back to your point? Isn't that like kind of contradicting yourself, Eric? If he's having 500 yards,
He almost
rushing
ran for
a
like
season,
2,000 yards this year.
How
What
much
you
did he
talking
have
about,
last
man?
year?
Come on now.
Get it,
Gonna
I
break
get
the
it, but like,
Come on. He almost ran for
Gotta look.
500 yards. Okay, I get it. It's part of
okay,
his
you're right.
game plan,
You're
right?
No, you're right. Yeah, he did almost do that.
Come on now, bro.
You're
Let's
right,
be
you're right.
realistic here.
All right,
He
you're
ran
right.
for
You're right.
damn near 1,200.
I'll give you
Exactly.
that. You're right, you're right.
I'd rather reduce, those whatever 2,000 yards, bring it down to like 700-800. I think that's
Right.
perfect for him. But add those yards to the passing game, and then that's perfect. That's a fine balance of the man has been progressing as a thrower, as a passer this year with the
Yeah,
weapons
because
that he's got.
this year, even with the weapons he's got, he's not going to be an Aaron Rodgers, Joe Burrow type quarterback.
Oh no, that's
No.
why I think
He's still gonna have the false
2,500 is
running.
perfect.
Can
Yeah,
he
he's-
become a Josh Allen?
Patrick Mahomes almost like his, Patrick Mahomes run. You don't know better yet. Jalen Hurts last year, I think is the better comp because he's more of
Yeah.
his style type of quarterback. You know what I mean? Running, throwing the
Yeah.
ball. I think that's a good comp. He should at least get close to Jalen Hurts type numbers. I feel like.
That's reasonable.
You guys listen to the Jca Sports Podcast, guys. Before we end the show, I want to ask all three of you guys, what other offseason move? It doesn't have to be with the Bears. It could be any other team, but what move has you guys excited for that team and kind of like, damn, that's going to be crazy. We have Garoppolo to the Raiders. We have Carr to the Saints. Jamal Williams just signed to the Saints today. That's going to bolster their running back. You have Lazard to the Jets. Waller traded to the Giants. Fillmore to the Cowboys. That Cowboys defense is going to be crazy. So what do you guys have? What do you have, John? What do you anybody?
I mean, since you brought up the Cowgirls,
Oh my God.
I'm gonna say it's just got out today. I'm pretty shocked that they're cutting Zeke. I
I'm
get
not.
Pollard was that dude, but Zeke has declined. I'm not a we them boys fans, but I mean I don't think Pollard is that dude. I think they're better with the two of them together than just Pollard there. Dak doesn't seem like he's that guy to me. Yes, they improved their defense, but Zeke was still showing flashes of Zeke here and there. I just feel like it's a typical you see a superstar running back get paid and then they just decline. But he's still 27 years old. It was a bit of a shocker to me to see them split up Dak and Zeke. That's just me personally. Damn, look at Paulina with the news.
Well, I'm telling you, man, Paulina's dialed in when it comes to NFL. She's like the Adam Schefter to Star Six Media. Miles Sanders to the Panthers for $25 million.
They gonna need it.
She would
They
blow
gonna
up.
need it. Yeah, absolutely.
Paulina will blow up on social media if she wasn't shy enough to get on there. I'm telling you, when it comes to football,
What
she's
you mean,
dialed
bro?
in.
She too busy watching all your kids.
PJ
Nice.
Walker.
I love you, baby.
Right.
PJ Walker to the Bears? Damn, baby, you breaking news.
I didn't know that.
Look at that, PJ, man. I'm telling you, Adam Schefter, watch out. I'm trying to say it, man.
All right.
PJ Walker to the Bears. What do you guys think about that?
Decent.
Damn, I didn't even
mean,
know
he's
the Bucks got Baker.
Yeah,
I didn't see
they
that
announced
one.
it I think yesterday or the other day that
Commanders got Jacoby Brissett. I didn't see that
Yep.
one either. What the
Yep.
fuck? Jesus Christ, where have I been?
Yeah,
You
I
guys
actually
like the
think-
move?
and Andy Dalton.
Okay, as a Bears fan, would you have gave Juju 3 years to 33 mil?
absolutely not. No,
Y'all just hate Juju, man. Damn.
No.
you be with that TikTok shit, don't you?
No, that's these guys. The one guy that
I wouldn't mind Juju. I honestly think I wouldn't mind.
Not for
I think
33 million.
everybody's just a little bit like him doing the whole social media stuff kind of turned everybody off. But you could tell, even with Patrick Mahomes, I get it. That was his quarterback. That's he threw. He had a decent season to kind of redeem himself of being that reliable wide receiver, whether if it's number one or number
Eric,
two. But I think
have a
Juju
decent season
did
with
an
Mahomes.
okay job in KC.
Him with Moore and Komet, it'd be decent.
I guarantee you, if
Mooney
all
as a
four
number
of
three?
us, if all four of us was the Chiefs receivers, we would have a good year under Mahomes.
Except Jose.
I mean, obviously, I get that, but the way how this guy was portrayed in Pittsburgh, right? Him and Claypool, right? But we're sticking more with Juju. But with how Juju was portrayed in the Steelers, for them just to let him go just like that, for him to get that 1-year deal with the Chiefs, he had to redeem himself. And obviously, it was kind of like an easy, okay, cool, let me do it. But let's just say like it went the other way. Let's say he went to Patrick Mahomes and he was ass. Then we would all be talking this smack, right? So just because now that he went to Patrick Mahomes, I'll go, oh, it's easy. But if he played like ass, then we all had a valid agreement that the whole social media thing was a concern. But that he performed and he got a contract. I think you got to give it to him that he actually became reliable once again with a quarterback that's Hall of Fame worthy.
He deserves a court.
He deserved a contract. I would have given a shot for Juju.
Not in the Bears. Not in the Bears.
It's a market thing. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I wouldn't take him. I wouldn't take him over Mooney, and right now I'm iffy if I would take him over Claypool. I gotta see what Claypool.
I think I'd take him over Mooney though.
No,
I would too. I would take him over Mooney.
At this moment in time.
Hey, look. In Pittsburgh, he was the number one, and Claypool was number two. So, I mean, I still would have give him that too as well.
He's a dying number one at that point. But
what's up, brother? How you feeling, Manny?
Manny Polite. What's up, John?
Hey, but don't sleep on the Saints, man. I like every move they've made this offseason.
They're winning that division. But
Derek, what they say, Derek Carr has never had a top 20 defense in his career. He'll have it next year.
Guys, this might take much long, but we're gonna end it real quick. But hold on, I do have a question for you guys. Where does Justin Fields now? Like, just project here. Let's project, right? Let's go based off how we feel he would rank. But in the NFC, where do you rank Justin Fields now as far as quarterback? Right, you have Jalen Hurts, you have Dak Prescott, Aaron Rodgers is gone, Tom Brady is gone. Who else you really have? Derek Carr is now in the NFC, but you still have Brock Purdy. You still have.
Sheesh.
Think about it. The NFC, as far as
this man said Brock Purdy,
he might be top 5.
He might be top 3
in the NFC, bro. There's nobody in the NFC South. NFC East, you got Jalen Hurts, Jones, you got Prescott, and then who's for Washington?
Heineke, because they got rid of.
No, Heineke just signed with somebody
just signed Jacoby Brissett.
They just signed Jacoby.
Oh, they got Brissett, which is
Gino out in Seattle.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
He rightfully deserved that contract.
He rightfully deserves that one. The ultimate debate. The ultimate debate right now is like, would you? And obviously, I think the answer for us it's pretty easy. But like, him or Kyler Murray, right? That's another one. But I think we all pick Fields for that one.
Rank your top 5 each before we go. Let's take our top 5 NFC quarterbacks. Who wants to go first? I can go first because I feel like I have more of a conviction here.
Okay.
So number 1, it has to go to Jalen Hurts after what he did last year. Let
me give you his stats real quick. I have it in front of me.
How can you not have Jalen Hurts as your number 1 quarterback? To me, it's then, to believe it or not, I'm going by projection, right? I think Justin Fields becomes the second best quarterback in this conference. You can't tell me otherwise. The man almost broke the run. You know what he can do on his feet. Man, and the potential was there with the passing game. We've seen what he was able to do in college. I get this is the NFL, but it is football. And with the right amount, with the right people playing with you, with the right coaching, with the right personnel, you could have a similar success, man. I'm going to put Justin Fields as my number 2 quarterback. You guys are looking at me funny now, but wow. I guarantee you after this season, you're going to be like, just like last year when I said the Vikings will win the division, I had that conviction. I feel this way about Justin Fields. I think Justin Fields is going to be the second best quarterback, flirting with the best quarterback in the conference. Afterwards, I'll throw in Dak as my number 3. I'll throw in what's the Lions quarterback again? We were arguing about him last week.
Jared Goff.
I'll put Goff in my top 5, and I'll put Geno in my top 5.
You have one injured year, and everybody just forget about you. I can't believe it. The
Are we on the same
disrespect
page
to
right now,
Matthew
CP?
Stafford, bro.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, exactly.
Matthew
I don't know. Hey,
Stafford
thank you.
is still
Thank you,
here.
CP. Talk about vindication
Super
over
Bowl
here.
winning
Thank you, CP.
quarterback.
Thank you for bringing some realism into the show.
He's going. Look, guys. His time is done. He's gonna get hurt again.
What,
Are
bro?
you kidding me?
He
He's
just
the Iron
won a
Man.
Super
We hated him in
Bowl.
Detroit.
Injuries
He's a dog.
happen.
But
And
when
you
at
don't got him
age,
in the top 5?
but at such an old age, it's gonna continue to happen.
I got.
The Rams got nobody.
John, let me hear yours.
I mean, I would put. It's a mix of last year and projection. I think by default, Hurts has to be number 1 because he made it to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
I would put Stafford number 2. A healthy Matthew Stafford in the NFC only number 2.
Interesting.
Fuck,
All right,
fuck
I'll switch Stafford with Goff.
No, stop. No, too late.
I'll switch Stafford with Goff.
No, you do not. You have
And
Justin Fields at
this
2,
is-
and then everybody else afterwards, bro.
This is
Go
right
ahead,
now.
John. Finish. I'm sorry
right
for that,
now-
Jonathan.
Right now, considering that Rodgers
Jonathan.
leaves, I would put Justin Fields number 3 in the NFC.
There you go. That's right, John. Ride that train
But,
with me, John.
and y'all gonna hate this. I'd probably put Geno number 4, and Kirk, you like that, Cousins number 5.
Come on, you're letting your cowboy bias.
He lost me.
No, hold on. If y'all gonna talk shit about me,
Look at what he
you
did.
gotta talk about John. He's letting his cowboy bias.
What he did with the Vikings.
Yo.
That's where he lost me on that
No,
one.
he's
That's
Right,
where he
letting-
lost
John,
me.
what the
No,
hell?
Come on. You're letting your cowboy
I
bias.
said you're gonna hate me.
Yes.
Yes, my cowgirl bias is here, but also
Yes.
look at what he did with the Vikings last year. I'm mixing that in as well.
Nothing.
He did
Hold
nothing.
on. It's the same thing he does every
he
year.
fucking beat the Bills.
Let's say the same
Dak
thing.
Prescott beat the Bills?
The
No.
same-
Barely. That
Hold
wasn't because of him.
Hold
That was
on,
amazing,
John.
Justin Jefferson.
John,
Dak
the
Prescott
Bears.
beat the Bills?
John, the
Participation
Bears beat the
trophy for beating the
49ers.
Bills.
For what? So that doesn't
Bears
mean
beat the
nothing.
Bills?
The,
No.
the year the Bucks won the championship, the Bears beat them too. What does that have to do with
Thank you,
anything?
Jose.
That's
He
that's
lost.
not
Time you
Brady
speak some
fucked
sense in
that
here.
Bills.
The year the Bengals went to the Super Bowl, the Bears beat them that year. Come on, John, that's a
John.
good damn thing.
John, he lost to your Cowgirls
Vikings?
44-3. He lost
Did
to
you
your
watch that
Cowgirls.
Cowgirls bad,
Vikings
badly.
and Bills game though?
Tell him again, CP. Tell him again, CP. He didn't hear
He
you.
lost
CP.
to your Cowgirls
It ain't my
44-3.
It ain't my
Are you
okay.
supporting them? All right, CP, bring some realism into this top
Go
All
ahead,
5,
right.
bro.
Well, I'm with y'all. With Jalen Hurts is the man
Thank
at
you,
the
Rick.
moment.
Thank you, Rick. Look at Rick's comment. Look
I'll
at
put
Rick's
it up. I'll
fucking
put it up.
comment.
I'll put it up. Hold on. I'll put it
Thank
up.
you.
Okay, congratulations. Like
Congratulations,
we're not
bitch.
supposed to
Put
be
that
surprised.
in the team.
He
Justin
did absolutely
Jefferson
nothing other than
running
have some
after the
outrageous
catch.
ass numbers and then choke in the
that numbers
playoffs
on
like
the
he normally
Bears.
does.
Put that number on the Bears, and what happens?
Okay,
The
but
same thing, chokes in the
no, hold
playoffs.
on. Wait, guys, real quick. That is like equivalent to like a LeBron James going off during the regular season and going to the playoffs and not do a damn thing with the Lakers. Come on, John. It's the same thing. Don't be a hater to LeBron, but then you're gonna praise Kirk Cousins. Stop it.
Bring some realism
Don't
into
be
this.
a
Stop
hater to Kirk Cousins, but you like Jared Goff.
Come on, stop it.
Well, okay. Look, like I said, Jalen Hurts. I'm putting him at 1. I know he had the injured year, but I believe Stafford's coming back as long as everybody's healthy. The Rams will be back this year. I'm putting Stafford at 2.
Well, they
If
would
we're
not.
going,
That
y'all.
team is
Hey,
bad.
we going off
Offensively, yes.
history and
Offensively.
projection. If we going off history and projection,
Okay,
I'm putting
go
him
ahead,
at
go
2. Y'all hate the Cowboys so much.
I put Dak in my top.
I have to put Dak in there. Y'all forget this the
3 for
NFC
3.
where
Come on,
quarterbacks
CP.
quarterbacks
Right.
barely
I agree.
exist at the moment.
I agree.
I'm sorry, we have to put Dak in there, whether you like him or not.
Right.
4. I'm sorry, still at the moment, Jared Goff is still ahead of Justin Fields at this
4
very
for 4,
moment.
CP. Come on.
You want to bring up all those stats that Kirk Cousins go look what Jared Goff did last year. See, single digits interceptions, 4,500 yards. He the man.
Come on, CP. 4 for 4. Come on.
And then it's a toss up to me with Fields and Geno Smith.
Thank you, CP. There you go, CP.
It's a toss up between those two, and I feel bad for not even including Kyler Murray in this, but he got to
Why?
like
Don't feel bad.
Don't feel bad. He doesn't deserve it.
Don't feel bad for that.
He got to get it together because the talent is there. There's just the motivation not. So
don't feel bad. He had a stacked ass team.
Good.
Don't feel bad.
Yeah,
but yeah, I couldn't choose between Geno Smith and Justin Fields. It's literally a toss up between those two. We got to give Geno Smith his flowers, bro.
We got to. I put him in my top 5. Rick says Stafford in top 5, but Cousins' excuses he chokes, bruh.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think the
last time I checked, Stafford got a Super Bowl ring.
I'm sorry. Okay, all right. I guess that doesn't count then if you have an injured year and the year before you won
a Super Bowl.
No,
yeah,
nowhere close.
Okay, they were the number 1 team in the NFC North, right?
Closer than Geno.
Closer. I'm with CP. I think CP got the best top 5 out of this one because I literally rank him that one. I think just the bias in me will put Justin Fields at the top 5, and I think Geno Smith misses out simply because he had that one good year.
Right.
His history shows that he has been very inconsistent throughout his NFL career.
We're doing both.
To me, that's where I kind of give Justin Fields the edge. He's top 5 in the NFC conference alone. But you got to give Geno Smith his flowers. He deserves all the credit that he did last year with the Seahawks, who everybody thought that they were going to be the worst team in the NFL in the preseason before that, and where he took them off. And yes, he made them to the playoffs and everything like that. I give them his flowers. But but my bias is of being a Bears fan. I put Justin Fields barely cracking the top 5.
So real quick, Rick says, are we predicting quarterbacks next year? Or are we doing? Are we talking Super Bowls?
Overall.
We're doing both. We're doing. I had asked, right? I had currently, right? Like, and you can even use projections. How would you rank? This class of quarterbacks in the NFC, right? And I get where these guys are coming from and putting Stafford because he did win a championship the year prior than this season, right? So I get it, and he was hurt this year, so you can't automatically count him out. But I also see where Rick is saying was like, hey, Kirk did have a great year, but at the same time, if we're going based off this comment, Rick, where you're saying if we're predicting quarterbacks next year, I still don't think Kirk Cousins is going to be a top 5 next year.
Hell no.
Mm-hmm.
Hell no. He's not gonna,
last time Stafford was
Vikings are going to take
5,000.
That's not to say that he doesn't have the potential. To me, I just think the Vikings are taking a step back. They're the one team you see that isn't really making any moves. They're kind of staying put
and losing players.
And losing players. And to be honest, I think Justin Jefferson right now is the only sure thing on that team.
Literally.
So it's like, that's just my gripe with the.
Well, I mean, they did get that tight end from Detroit. What's his name? Hawkinson.
I mean, yeah. But you think about Minnesota, they squeezed out a lot of close wins last year.
The juice.
All those teams they beat last year got better, bro. All those teams they beat last year got better. Like, who's to say they won't take these 1-point, 2-point games? Those are going to make a difference now. Everybody in the NFC is getting better. San Francisco, better. Philly's probably the only one getting worse. Dallas, better. Like, Minnesota's not going to be able to do what they did last year.
Dallas got better. They got better defensively in the offense.
They got better defensively. I'll give them that one. They were already a top 2 defense, top 3 defense, and they got even better after that. So okay, I'll give them that.
Guys, real quick, are you guys scared of the Lions and what they can do? Can the Lions kind of ruin the Bears? I guess rise to greatness here, because if you think about it, they already had a top 3 offense this past season, and then they didn't make the playoffs. Not only that, but you're coming into this season. Now you have David Montgomery, right? So your offense is only going to get better, and you have 2 first-round picks this season. This draft, and they're both, I think, in the top 20. Are the Lions going to be something for us to hate on? I guess in a way, we're going to be kind of worried that they could maybe ascend the Bears than the Bears. Then I guess the opposite direction. Can the Lions be better than the Bears before the Bears are better than the Lions? Basically.
They're definitely going to be an annoyance. I'll definitely say that. I don't know if you feel safe picking the Vikings to win the North again next year, but
I don't.
I mean, we can't definitively say like we got to see the rest of the Bears offseason first before we definitively say, oh, they'll just kick the Lions aside. Right now, I mean, the Lions they did beat us twice last year. I mean, we can't just rule them out, man. They are very talented.
I agree wholeheartedly, 100%. I think what they did last year and added and what they did and what they're going to do, they're already a step and a half ahead of the Chicago Bears. Doesn't necessarily mean that the Bears, with the moves that they make, are getting inching closer, which they are. But like you just said, Jose, they got 2 number 1 draft picks this year. They got all these players coming back, and they look like they're not going to miss a step next year. They were your darlings for some odd reason, and understandably so now. Now I think this is going to be where, like I said, the Lions. This is the Lions' divisions to lose. Vikings taking a step back. Packers, we don't know, and the Bears, we'll see what they have to do, see how competitive they're going to be. But as of right now, the Lions look like for the next 2, 3, 4 years that they are going to run the North until the Bears have something to say about it.
All right, John, what do you think?
I definitely agree with what Eric just ended at. The Lions are going to run north. I think you can't sleep on the Lions at all, man. They got magic over there. Even the year before, they played hard. They competed in every single game. The Bears are still clearly on rebuild mode. Yes, there's a lot of excitement going around, but you still got to have the team like mesh together. You know, hopefully Fields pans out to what we're projecting him to be, but the Lions are already there. The Lions are in sync, and they're just going to keep getting better and better. I think Eric hit it on the head when he said where the Lions are a step and a half ahead, honestly.
Yeah.
You know? But it's I do think the Bears can compete with the Lions for the division.
Agree.
I don't see them beating us 2 games this year. The Vikings probably, I just said about Kirk Cousins number 5, but do they repeat? I don't think so, because the Lions and the Bears are going to play them hard. The Vikings are probably still going to try to play them hard, although I do deem the Vikings without Aaron Rodgers the weakest in the division now. But I do think we can't sleep on the Lions. We got to catch up to the Lions.
Hey, Jose, man,
Yeah.
I just got the notification. You just told us that 20 minutes ago about PJ Walker signing with the Bears. How'd she get that information, bro? I just got it.
Look,
I
I'm
literally
telling
just
you,
got it.
guys. Look, Paulina, man, like when it comes to draft time, she has like when it comes to like fantasy football, she'll put me in a nose and she'll have every roster, every team. She's wired to where she knows who is where they're going, what's their strengths, their weaknesses. It's not to surprise every fantasy football league she was in, she was top 3. Like, to be honest, like maybe 1 or 2 she wasn't.
Man, she got Adam Schefter number or something.
I'm telling you, Rick. If we need someone to break news, it's definitely her. But just saying. Like, yeah, real quick, the guys. I think both Andre and both Juice and Rick agree with you guys about the Lions being a step and a half better. Rick also goes and says, unless the Vikings get better on defense, Lions and Bears are in place to take the North. Just need the Rodgers trade to be official for the Packers to be pretty much out.
Even with him there, I'm not worried about the Packers.
Right, baby? You're Adam Schefter?
I think we're gonna need Paulina instead of Jose in this show just to run it even better. To be honest with you guys, I don't know about y'all, but I'll prefer the comadre over Jose.
She's pretty shocked that Miles Sanders got $25 million. She don't think he deserves it.
That's pretty shocking, and especially going down to Carolina. Whew.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I thought you guys were rebuilding. Why do you think Miles Sanders?
I thought he had a good year.
He did, but I would have.
He had 1 good year, bro. 1. Other than that,
which was last year.
I mean, hey, this is the market, man. That's how this works. Y'all know this.
Yeah, it's the market. Yeah, yeah. PJ Walker's a good backup. See, Paulina's son. She already knows, man. She knows. That's big.
Y'all like him backing up Fields though?
I mean, so I think it's
a backup. PJ Walker's a backup. Come on now.
Rick says I'm gonna get Paulina on only football. Yeah, as long as it's only football.
Paulina Schefter. Agree. I think next week for the Jca Sports Podcast, instead of Jose, we're gonna have the comadre Paulina on the show and talk about it.
Y'all always trying to replace each other,
and it's gonna be the best show ever.
All right, guys, we gotta end the show because Jca Sports. The main event is coming up next. We're gonna do a quick show before 10 o'clock, and then you guys can catch Only Football. I believe Rick, are you and Kyle going on Only Football tonight? I think they're going on tonight.
Yeah, I think he said 10. No, they're gonna interview somebody like 10:30, 10:45.
I don't know. I believe so.
And remember, guys, they're in West Coast time, so right now it's barely 6:30 over there.
Yeah, the main event
7:30
is coming up. The main event is coming up. It'll be a quick show. My brother and I are going to talk UFC 286 coming up this weekend. We're going to talk some WWE. So for sure, and Canelo's boxing in May, guys. So we're gonna talk some Canelo too. So he's in a box in May. So make sure to tune in if you guys want to listen to that. But yes, thank you all for listening. Thank you all for
CP, you invited to that fight, by the way.
Yes,
that Canelo fight to the crib. We're having that party in my crib.
It's in May. The fight is in May, right?
The Cinco de Mayo weekend, buddy.
Oh yeah, we there. We going.
We there.
I'll send you the address.
What are we doing for WrestleMania? We'll get in contact with each other. We'll
get in contact. WrestleMania could be here at my house too.
That's in April. That's a lot quicker. We can do that too. WrestleMania's coming up. So
damn, wait a minute. WrestleMania is in what, 2 weeks?
It's on April Fools, April 1st and 2nd.
2 weeks, man. Damn. Rick said Thursday that they'll be on Thursday, so the interview will be record only. So they're gonna record the interview tonight. It'll be on Thursday. So make sure to tune in to Only Football on Thursday, guys. It'll be a great show. It's always a great show with Kyle and Rick. I don't catch it live, but I always watch the reruns. Great guy, great show with those guys. They know exactly what they're talking about. So yeah, make sure to tune into that and tune into the main event coming up next. So for Eric, for John, for CP, Rick, Juice, who else is in the comments? Paulina, Annie,
Paulina
Schefter, Jordan, DJ Bled. Who else is there? Sam, Ultimate Scouting, CP, Tony, everybody in the comments. Thank you for commenting. Make sure to always to follow us. I mean, on Instagram and on TikTok at Star6 Media. You won't regret it. Trust me.
Hell no, you won't. And as always, Jose, hit that outro. See you guys
I'm
next
not
week.
ready. I wasn't ready for that.
Oh my god, Jose, hit that outro.
I'm all the way in the comment. Like, bro, like you're able to do it. All right, go ahead. Say one more time. One more time with conviction. Come on.
All right, no, Jose, hit the outro. See you guys next week.